So, how fair is that to us? Were we even given a notice to let us know what the prices were? Did anybody get a notice?
No. We didn't even get a notice that they were taking out the big washers and dryers for our comforters. They didn't tell us nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so since they're not coming, so we have to attend the meeting now on July 19th, Carrie?
Yeah, so on July 19th is the court hearing for the visitors parking.
Everything?
No, that's just for visitors parking.
Oh.
Now, with having Christopher Lynn here from Scarborough Legal Services, addressing about the capital expenditures, it's also about what your rights are as a tenant, and what you can fight for, and how to go about to fight for it. Right?
I'd like to ask something.
Yeah.
I told Michael about my cupboard door at the bottom, the thing is broken.
Yes.
And I asked him to fix it. I said, do I have to write a book order? He said no. He would come up. He never did. So I was wondering if I can get my grandson, because they do things like that.
You are not allowed to have outside companies come in.
It's not a company. It's just my grandson.
You then go into liability, because if he does something and it damages it, you're going to be charged for the damages.
So why isn't he coming up and doing it?
Why? Because you verbally cannot have any management do anything. It has to be put in writing.
Then I complain when you put it in writing. I asked him, do I have to put action legal or for you to know? I'll just come out.
Yeah. Sometimes, depending on the person, they'll go ahead and they'll do the job. They'll remember that they've got to do the job. But because the way management has been working things, they're doing such a poor job of communication with the tenant. They have verbally assaulted tenants, spoke down to them, degraded them, embarrassed them in their own homes. And they don't see that they're doing anything wrong. And the only thing you get out of them is, it was an accident. I apologize. That's it. Another thing that I wanted to address is, like you see on this one here, no illegal entry into your apartment. This has been an issue as well. Now, I don't know if anybody realizes that when we receive our notice of entry, they are only allowed a valid 3 to 4 hours at a time to come into your unit. Not this 9 to 12, 12 to 5. That is illegal. They are not allowed to do that.
Unless they're doing a kitchen specified thing and you're aware of it.
Question.
Yes.
Every time you ask them to fix anything, they always say they have no contractor. There's no contractor. Contractor is not here yet. I've been asking them like a month now to come and fix my wall.
Just put it in writing.
I did.
Yeah.
Well then,
so if it's not in writing,
it's in writing.
you put it in writing. Once it's in writing and it's handed to them, and they've got their document, and you've got your copy given back to you, which is another issue. When you do your maintenance form, they're not giving you your pink copy. Why? Because they still need to sign it. And half the time, they don't want you knocking on the door and handing it to them. They're telling you, put it in the mailbox.
No, you have to let them sign
it.
And
you have to sign it, and then you get it back. The yellow paper, you get that once the work's completed. How many people have actually received the yellow copy from the stuff getting done? They haven't.
Anyways, so the main thing is on the 19th of July, we're addressing the issue downstairs.
For visitors
And what about this?
All of this stuff?
The 650 and the increasing of the rent.
Okay.
When is that going to be addressed?
Since
he didn't show up.
Since he didn't show up, I now have to follow up with him and set another date for him to either come out to do another rally.
Could we not just do like that all in one?
What's that?
It would seem appropriate to do.
Well, we'd be talking about all of these things with him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So another rally maybe,
You should just, why have all these rallies? Just have Christopher in here address everything.
Well, Christopher can only address to his expertise.
But you can bring it up.
So my area would be dealing with the landlord and tenant board.
through an application. Now, if the Tenants Association wants to bring a proof application and there's sufficient, like proof and documents, then we can definitely discuss that as well. With regards to the rent increase and the illegal entries, I just have a couple quick things to say. With regards to the rent increase specifically, if there's any issue of, so the Residential Tenancies Act stipulates that they can raise the rent once every 12 months. If there has been a case where your rent has gone up, they've served you with something just effective January and it hasn't been 12 months, or you have questions about a rent increase being either too high or not within, or outside of, shorter than those 12 months, I would recommend getting in contact with the clinic as soon as possible, or filing a T1 application as soon as possible. The main thing is, with regards to rent increases, if you're looking to dispute an unlawful rent increase, the period is a period of 12 months before it's deemed a valid increase if you've paid it. The other thing is with regards to illegal entry. If there are concerns of illegal entry into the unit, again, I'd recommend getting in contact with the clinic, but for illegal entry, RONA and Toronto Community Housing is the leading case law on that. And in egregious cases where landlords are entering the units without proper notice, the board has in the past issued awards of up to $1,000 per illegal entry for those types of issues. So if your landlord is illegally entering your unit, I would highly advise getting in contact with the clinic as soon as possible to discuss that. And then if there's discussion of a group application like you were hoping to bring, I'd be happy to discuss with Kathy or with Bev
Also, the garage, all this stuff is breaking down, the concrete is all falling onto the car, and everything is like, the old-fashioned, the garage is all concrete, and the concrete's worn away to the stones, and they're coming loose. They should resurface that.
Okay.
Concrete.
Now,
that, and look at this cracking also, look at this.
Yes. Now,
and they want to increase the rent, that's fine, but they should fix things also like she's addressing.
Yes, yes, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
I am in contacts with the building department. We've had them come out and do their investigation to the underground and around the building for all the concrete issues. They did go ahead a couple months ago and state that they were going to start doing some work in the underground. They did start to do that, but what happened was they started using tools that were not part of their description of the repairs that they were doing. So for example, they had said that there will be no jackhammering. All of a sudden they're jackhammering the ceiling. Now what happens with that? There's mildew in there.
Well, sometimes they have to do what they have to do.
Well, absolutely, but if they're going to
repair,
if there's certain repairs that have to be done in the underground, and they're stating, okay, these are what we're going to do, they have to have it inspected to find out if they need a permit. Now, they were starting to do work down there without a permit, but as soon as they started using equipment that requires a permit, there was a halt put to the work down there until it was inspected again.
I can sort of understand why they did that. For example, in dentistry, you go tell the patient this is going to be done. But when they get in there, there's more decay there. I have to go and do a root canal. So something like that could have happened where they had no choice.
Yes, but again, under the realization of what they're doing down there, they're not protecting the vehicles from debris.
That should be done.
So they're not putting up tarps for the dust. They're not putting up tarps to stop any of the concrete from falling on vehicles.
Yeah, they should have done that. 100%.
They don't have proper ventilation going on, so they don't have fans going to help dry up the moisture that's going on. And again, you then fall under the health department has to come in to check because of the mold.
Yeah.
So now all the tenants are breathing this in. Right? So there's issues. So even though we've moved forward, we've gotten the building to address the underground, now we hit a problem because they didn't get a permit. So things are put on hold. We don't know when it's going to be resolved. Pretty much in some senses. But yeah, so that work still has to get done.
So they should
So-
resurface that, that.
Well,
right.
they do plan
I
on-
was tripped on it, it came loose. I was tripped myself.
Yes, you need to put in a report to the office to let them know.
I'll take pictures of it and send it to the, whatever.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
Deputy Mayor, to everybody.
It's all coming loose,
Yes.
and that
What
stuff is
about the
falling over the
playground?
car.
You got all,
They've
you
gotta-
got all kinds of
They did
children,
some
little
refurbishment,
children
but
in
then,
here. What about the playground?
Playground?
Definitely take
It's one at
pictures
a
of
time,
that.
I mean, there's so
Yeah.
much to cover.
Yeah, there's so many different
Yeah,
things.
right.
Um, Yeah. Yeah, so playground, we haven't addressed that yet.
To me, you can contact our office.
As far as I know, the back area is
Scarborough Community
unsafe.
Legal Services, if that's
And
what
that's why
You can send it
they
to me
fenced
and we
it
can
off
discuss,
and so
or
forth.
we can look into an
So,
application
that
if
is
that's
something that we can,
appropriate for your situation, okay?
As members, discuss further and see what we can do to move forward
Because the
with
children need
management.
somewhere to play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Now, I want to get back to the illegal entries into your unit. So I was,
They haven't
yeah.
made it behind yet.
So I was stating that they have a 3 to 4 hour window that they're allowed into
And
your.
thank you very much for the,
Yes, thank you.
we'll follow, July 19th, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll definitely.
Okay,
Phone
perfect.
in or you can go
You
there.
can phone in or you can go through Zoom.
So you'll be in court anyway.
Yeah.
On the queue.
Yeah.
On the phone.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Perfect, yes. Yes, okay. I know, right? Well, you try to help everybody. But anyhow, so, you have the 3 to 4 hour window that they're legally allowed to come into your unit. Anything after that is illegal. Now, I know of tenants in here, that have had the illegal entry. And it's as much as they've showed up before the time that's scheduled on the paper. Okay? And entered the unit.
But usually they always distribute some kind of a thing.
Yes,
that,
they
you know,
do,
The
but-
following day, you know, we will be coming such a date, such
Yes,
a time.
yes. In most cases, they do give you your notices.
Right.
That's not the issue, it's the timeline, right? We all think that they have the entire day to come, but they don't. They have between the 3 to 4 hour window to come. So that's one part of it. Another is that they don't knock before entering. And they come in and they just want to do things, and all you get is.
Right. In my case, I never had that experience. But,
Okay.
you know, usually they knock or usually we receive
Yes,
that.
yeah.
But I
So we have to fight to let management know that this is our unit, this is our home.
Right.
And you